Interest rates are up, bank repossessions are up, and used car prices are still up? What is going on? A few months ago, I made a video about how prices are crashing, how they're plummeting, which was true. Now there are rumors that prices are up again and they're high again. Is that true? Kind of yes, kind of no, and it's temporary. And in today's video, I'm gonna tell you what the heck is going on in this weird market. And I'm gonna give you examples. So if you're a seller like a car dealer, I'm gonna show you what's going on and tell you what's going on and teach you a little bit. If you're a consumer, like you're looking to buy cars for yourself, I'm gonna explain what's happening and what to look for and how to get yourself deals in a strangely volatile market. My name is Craig from Flying Wheels. Let's get going. So hello there, welcome to a cold New Hampshire day. I own a small car dealership in New Hampshire. And over the past few years, we've been in like this really strange, volatile market where car prices were too high because of low inventory and high demand. But then interest rates went up and we kind of went into a recession and a down market where prices plummeted. And I've made videos on how dealers own their inventory for too much money and interest rates are going up, so the price of cars have to come down. But now there are rumors all over the internet on TikTok and YouTube. Prices are way back up at auctions. What's going on? And I'm gonna explain all of that in detail today. And I'm also gonna tell you how you can still be getting deals because I have no problem not overpaying for vehicles. What are my secrets? I'm gonna explain it all. And I'm gonna first start with this Tesla. Now I've made so many videos on Tesla and this is not a Tesla video, I promise. But I will say I have this series called Flipping $400 to a Ferrari where I started with $400 and I bought a car, fixed a car, sold a car until I now have enough money to buy a Ferrari. But as you can see, it's snowy and it's flipping freezing here. I'm not about to buy a Ferrari, but I wouldn't mind a Model X. Let's get in here because it is cold outside. I've been the highest bidder on this Tesla Model X for 2 weeks. Now the seller wants $45,000 for this Model X. Now I can go online and I can find out what this is worth as a dealer, and they're currently selling between $32,000 and $36,000. Now the dealer owns this car for too much money and they want all their money back and they're not gonna sell it, so we're at a stalemate. I know what it's worth, he owns it for too much, we can't meet in the middle, I'm not gonna be able to buy this car. That is not a Tesla problem, that's a car problem in general. I've already made videos about that, that's not what today's video is about. Are car prices up? Yes and no. Like if they were up, the seller would be getting all their money for this Tesla, right? And they're not. That's not happening. Tesla prices are down. Again, this video isn't about Tesla. I should probably pick the wrong example. Let's move on to something else. While we're on Tesla topics though, check this out. I didn't realize that these Model X's come with electronic doors. That's really, really neat. So there have been rumors surfacing the internet that car prices are way too high at the auction and it just doesn't make sense. And it is true to a point. For example, this Chevy Silverado, this is a 2014 Chevy Silverado with around 120,000 miles. Today, this car went through auction and sold for $18,000. Now I have a very, very similar Chevy Silverado that I paid $14,000 for 2 months ago. Now I always make videos about how things are cyclical. They're a cycle. Things go up and things go down. In December and January, when no one's buying cars, prices are low. The supply is high, the demand is low, prices are low. There aren't as many dealers bidding on these cars. So I bought this same truck just for about $4,000 less 2 months ago. Fast forward to today, tax refund season is coming up. So poor preparation means all the dealers are flooding the auction to buy their inventory and then now they're competing. So there's more demand on the same supply that's at the auction. So if it's just me in the lane, I'm the only one bidding against myself. If there's 2 people, there's only 2 people bidding against each other. Add more dealers into the auction trying to fill up their inventory, expecting a big tax refund season. There's more people competing, there's more people raising their hand, there's more people willing to pay more money. That increases the price. So that's what's going on. So when I was the only one bidding on a similar truck to this 2 months ago, fast forward to now, there's more people bidding on this. It went for $4,000 more than I paid for mine. What does that mean for you as a consumer? It means you're gonna pay more from whoever bought this truck. Now I'm gonna jump to my shop in a little while and show you the truck I have because I just sold it for $20,000. So I sold my truck retail for $2,000 more than a dealer paid on this truck now, and I still made a lot of money. Okay, so what does that mean for you as the consumer? Well, the purchaser of this vehicle paid $4,000 more than I did for mine. They're going to have to sell it for $4,000 more than I do mine, which means you as a consumer have a choice to buy from me when mine is $4,000 less than this seller, or you buy this one. Now mine is obviously going to sell quicker. Once mine is gone, that just leaves this in the market. So when there's more overpriced cars, then the market is high again. So that's what'll happen. Now I could do one of 2 things. I could do market adjustments and increase the price on my Silverado because values and demands are higher again, so I can make more money, or I could be the quicker sale and still make a good amount of profit, sell my car for what is a normal fair price, and have it sell before this selling dealer has theirs sold because I am a lower priced similar vehicle. Because there are deals out there, and I want to explain to you how you can get them. So here's my example. I'm at my shop, my truck, my trailer, I'm back from the auction. The truck is already gone. The 14 Silverado that I came here to show you, it's already gone, it's already paid for, and we sold it quickly. And if you go on Car Gurus is one of the websites that I use to market my vehicles. They based on price and value, and they rank them. The better your price, the higher you're ranked on Car Gurus, so the quicker people see you. I try to be on page 1. In order to do that, I have to be one of the lower priced vehicles. In order to do that, I have to buy it right. If I'm overpaying, then I'm overselling, it bumps me down on the Car Gurus assessment and rankings, and I lose all around. So I have to plan ahead. Now, I hate using the Tesla as the example because I keep using Tesla in all of my examples, but we'll go back to this one real quick. They want $45,000. If I pay $45,000 for this car, that means this car is now worth $45,000. If I say no, because I was the high bidder at $32,000 2 weeks in a row, this seller is then going to realize, geez, values have come down. Let me lower my price. And then it's going to reassess the values on what Model X's are actually selling for based on sold Model X's, not just what selling dealers want or think they're worth. Now today I bought a 2013 Jeep Wrangler. Why did I buy a Jeep Wrangler in a snowstorm? Craig, no one is thinking Jeep Wranglers right now. It is February, it is nearing March. Jeep Wrangler season is coming up. We're talking like May. So if I buy this car now, 2 months in advance, I'm buying Jeep Wrangler prices low. Come May, these prices are gonna be sky high. So I'm thinking ahead for myself and for the consumer. When you as a consumer are ready to buy a Jeep Wrangler, guess what? I could potentially have the lowest priced Jeep Wrangler on the market because I bought it at the right time, not when everything was in demand. So if you think ahead and play the game correctly, I can then still make a good profit on this car and be the lowest priced Jeep Wrangler when Jeep Wrangler season is here. Now, what cars are still high? Well, that is easy. This one right behind me, 2007 Honda Accord, 2014 Ford Escape, 2018 Hyundai Elantra. These are tax refund season cars. These are low money cars that are reliable, that are economical, that are gonna be in high demand in a matter of weeks. People are really gonna want these cars. CR-Vs, RAV4s, F-150s, like your normal everyday car that people purchase, those are in demand very soon. And when those are in demand and are gonna be easy to sell, that's what dealers wanna have on their lots. So if they're not already completely stocked up on cars, they're gonna rush to get all those cars filled up before the demand gets even higher. Now, when parking lots are empty, so you as a consumer get your tax refund check, you show up to me, it's like a floodgates open, people buy everything, and then my car dealership, my lot is empty, I have to go back to the auction to refill that lot. Now, every dealer is doing that, and they're all overpaying because, again, we're competing against each other. So what do I do to combat that as well? Well, I'll tell you one thing I do is think outside the box. It is negative temperatures today. Like, my hands are bright red, my ears hurt. I just didn't want to wear a hat and gloves for this video. It is so cold, and it snowed last night. Like, we literally got 8 inches of snow last night, and every car was covered in snow running through the auction today. I took a gamble. I plowed all my shops early. I came to the auction, and I bought cars when nobody else was here. A lot of people didn't show up today. All right, looky here. I'm gonna make a snow angel. See this? This is 8 inches of snow that we got last night. Ooh, I don't want to touch the snow. 8 inches of snow that we got last night. All these cars were covered in snow today, and my parking lot, my dealership, my businesses, my commercial buildings, all covered in snow. I woke up, I plowed them all, I came to the auction. The parking lot here at the auction was completely empty, like less cars than I've ever seen. So when prices are high in a high market, I said to myself, you know what? I could go to my shop, I could clean off all the cars, I could stay there. It's really cold out today. I could just not be outside all day long, but instead I froze my tuchus off all day, and I ended up buying 4 cars way below value, including this Honda Accord right here. Nothing special. 1999 Honda Accord, 157,000 miles, 4-cylinder, automatic, just like a gold standard tax season car. I paid $900 for it. I'll take it back to my shop. It has a current inspection sticker. We'll detail it, we'll clean it, and I'll be able to sell it for a profit, and it's still gonna be a really cheap Honda Accord ready for tax refund season. So I am currently the high bidder on this 2002 Ford Taurus. Why am I buying a 2002 Ford Taurus? Well, tax refund season's coming up like within a week away, and this car only has 69,000 miles. How can I pass up a 69,000 mile Ford Taurus, even if it is a 2002? And it's solid. The rockers are not completely rotted, which is normally the case in New Hampshire. Now, it was running through the auction. I really didn't get a chance to look at it like even quickly. It went through like 900 bucks. I raised my hand. I'll own it for around $1,000. 69,000 mile car. Let's start it up. That check engine light was not on there before, and it feels like it's running a little rough. So luckily I brought my scan tool. What is a scan tool? Any car after 1996 has an OBD2 port, meaning I can plug my scanner into the car and connect to the computer, and it will tell me what codes, what errors, what malfunctions are going on with the vehicle. I use this one all the time, MuCar CDE 900. It's awesome, not just because it does OBD2, it also does ECM, like electronic control modules. It connects to your SRS, so your airbags. It does your TCM, so your transmission control module, your ABS. It's so much more intricate than the ones that you find, like the cheapy ones. This thing is awesome, and it is not expensive. So most OBD ports are underneath the dash. There it is right there. So I'm just gonna plug this in right here into the computer. We're gonna connect into the car's computer, and let's turn on right here and see what the malfunctions are with this car. What's pretty cool is it supports up to 16 languages, which is pretty neat. It's a 4-inch touchscreen, but it also has manual buttons as well. This one's pretty easy. Let's just check engine light itself. So we're gonna click here, find out what codes there are. We're gonna read the codes, and it's searching for protocols. So based on what monitors are not ready, it looks like the codes have cleared at some point. The catalytic converter, evap sensor, oxygen sensor, EGR, all of these readiness monitors are not set yet. I can also email these or print them as a PDF right from my scan tool. All right, so it looks like we have a P0117 engine coolant temp sensor, circuit low. Might be low on coolant. It is really, really cold today, so who knows what's going on under the hood up there. Now I can read this, I can save it, I can email it to myself, and a lot of these scan tools, like if I unplug it, it shuts itself off. This runs on internal battery as well, so I can keep it charged and I can unplug it from the car and bring it to my mechanic or my technician to show what's going on. I have larger versions of these that cost me upwards of $4,000 that does what this does, which is really incredible, and it's handheld. Now, I use this one all the time. I'd highly recommend it, especially at the auction or if you own your own vehicles. If there's ever a check engine light on, you can read and know exactly what's going on with your car before you have to take it to the mechanic. It's really, really helpful. There is a link in the description to buy one if you're interested in purchasing one, and you can use this code right here for a discount. So had this been something more serious like a misfire or a transmission code, it's something I would absolutely stay away from. But because it has such low miles and it's under $1,000 and it has a temp sensor, like that's something we could fix in-house. It might just be low on coolant for all we know. Now, just because I'm at a dealer auction doesn't mean I'm getting better prices than you would personally. I mean, you can find deals on the internet just like I could. Not every car at the auction is a great price. Some are a bust in general. Some need engines, some need transmission, some are completely rotted underneath and the frames are gone. That's what happens at dealer auctions. Lots of cars are great cars, but not everything is a winner. And then you're competing with way, way more people. So when I'm at an auction bidding against 10 other dealers on the same car, it makes it more difficult to get a deal versus when I find a car online on Facebook or Craigslist or whatever, it's just me and that seller looking at the car. So it's easier to have a conversation, it's easier to negotiate, which makes it easier for you to get a deal. And not to mention, not a lot of you even have your dealer's license to get into auctions like this anyway. Now I just walked by a friend of mine, another dealer that purchased a 2001 Toyota Celica GTS with 42,000 original miles. Check out what's at the auction today. This looks like a 2001 Toyota Celica GTS, right? Yes, it is. But there's something very, very special about this. It is 42,000 original miles. The car was beautiful. It was red with black leather interior, automatic, but still an incredibly cool, rare car. At the auction, it sold for all of the money. I mean, it just way more than I would have ever wanted to pay for this car. And it was probably worth it maybe, but to me, it seemed like it was just really high. And why is that? Because every car dealer thought that was a cool car, wanted it, and was willing to pay for it. And we competed against each other and bid against each other to bid up the price. It wasn't worth it for me, so I backed out as much as I would have liked to have a 2001 Toyota Celica GTS. Now, had I found that car on Facebook Marketplace or on Craigslist or anywhere else in the world that isn't at an auction, it would have just been me purchasing it from the seller. And I would have been more likely to get a better deal on it, just like my Eagle Talon TSI, if you've seen that one. And in this case, to be quite honest with you, the selling dealer that had that Celica at the auction today probably did just that. I bet they paid $4,000 to $5,000 for it, brought it to the auction, and made boatloads of money off of one of us because we all competed against each other and all raised our hands because between ego and wanting it so badly, we all just we're willing to overpay for that one car. So here's my 1999 Honda Accord. This is a beater. This is an inexpensive four-cylinder automatic. We're gonna make it look really, really nice. And I'm gonna sell it at a fair price and we're still gonna make money because I bought it when it was 0 degrees out and nobody wanted to be here. So I didn't have the competition bidding against me, so I got a pretty fair deal on a Honda Accord. Now I also bought that Ford Taurus with 69,000 miles because I paid under $1,000 for that as well. It turned out that I only needed a thermostat because the heat wasn't working and I used my scan tool to find out that the thermostat wasn't opening up. So that's another vehicle that I purchased for under $1,000. Now that has a lot to do with with how I get these deals or these bargains, I do take risks. Like that Ford Taurus, granted it was under $1,000, isn't much of a risk for me, but I do that with some cars often. Some vehicles I purchase is kind of a gamble. I take the risk on it and I win. Sometimes I lose, like my Audi S4 and my Chrysler Crossfire, but I have to win more than I lose. Now I say a lot of the same things in a lot of these videos just like that, and I'm gonna say this as well. I don't go buy my jeans in the fall. Right? Like if I buy most of my winter clothes right after winter. Why? Because they're on clearance. I can get like 70% off of all of my winter clothes in March, April. I buy all my summer clothes like September-ish. And then I just save them till next year. So yeah, I'm wearing clothes from last season's style or whatever, but I'm paying 70% off, which is way worth it for me versus overpaying retail for things. And I use that same mentality with my business. So I stock up early. I buy when things are out of season or off season with my vehicles, and then I hang on to them until they're in season, and then I can make my profits. A lot of profits are made at your purchase. So if I purchase this car right, then I can sell it right. The consumer gets a great price. I still make a profit because I thought ahead of time, and then everybody wins. It also gives me time to work on those cars and get them ready in advance anyway. So yes, prices are high right now. It happens every single year. The supply is about to be low. It's not low right now, and it hasn't been for several months, which is why prices were down. But us dealers, we make our money in tax refund season, and we're expecting, we don't even know, hoping for a good tax refund season. Again, a lot of dealers are stocking up, which brings the supply down because they're buying more, and it makes the demand high because there are more dealers looking to buy, and then we have to make a profit as well. So if we overpay for it, we have to sell it for too much too. So either way, it just kind of is relative. We pay this much, you have to pay this much. If I pay this much, you have to pay this much. We still have profit, we still have overhead. Which brings me to my last thing. As a businessman, as a car dealer, as whatever you want to say, I have always found it best to keep my overhead low. My business mortgage is low, my utilities are low. Like I'm very budget friendly, I'm very frugal. I count all of my dollars. I know where every dollar is going. It's a lot of work to think that way, but because I do that, I don't have to overcharge in the long run. And when I don't have to overcharge, I don't have to hold inventory long because I can sell it quicker because I can price it better. Those are just a few facts that I do, ways I can run my business. I hope that answered a lot of your questions. I hope you realize now that the market it goes up and down. It goes in waves, and it's all throughout the year. It changes all the time. This has nothing to do with like the volatility that's really happening with like the chip shortages that made it go up, the interest rates that made it go up. All those things are different than what's happening right now. It'll stabilize, it'll regulate again. If this video was helpful, I really appreciate thumbs ups. Always, I try to just give you industry insights and let you know what's going on in the market because I see it before you do because my feet are on the ground floor. I always say that as well. Thanks to MooCar and my scan tool. I use this thing all the time. If you're interested in one of these, there is a link in the description down below. Like super helpful, and they're not expensive. So definitely go check it out right in the description. Thank you for watching, everybody. I'll see you all later. Adios.